everyone. I'm Melissa McAllister, and you're listening to the Melissa M.A.D.E Show. Now, for decades, I've dedicated myself to helping women break the cycle of dieting, navigate through all the fads, and change their lives through my nutrition coaching. Now, each week, I'm going to talk about everything from deep nutrition, mindset, self-care, the ideal workout routine, tips on how and why to implement intermittent fasting in your life, my favorite recipes that are not only crowd pleasers, but they're actually healthy for you, and so much more. Now, with small and consistent changes, you can defy aging while living a happier, healthier, and more heart-filled life. I'm so excited to show you it's possible with the right strategies that are so simple to adopt. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Melissa M.A.D.E Show. Now, today I want to talk about the proverbial weight gain that seems to happen every single year. Now, I think the statistic that I remember, hoping it's true, is that we gain about an average of 7 to 10 pounds, which in and of itself isn't a whole lot. But the problem is we gain that weight and we don't take it off year after year. So after many years, you've got, quite a few excess pounds that are happening just because of the holidays. And I'm sure right now you're thinking about all of your favorite foods during the holidays. I have mine. My grandmother was a great cook, and she's got these recipes that we pass down from generation to generation. And one of them includes broccoli, which is good for you, smothered in Velveeta cheese, Velveeta cheese-like product, and Ritz crackers soaked in butter. I mean, it is so bad, but it's so good. And my son would kill me if I didn't make that every year. So we have those dishes that even have an emotional attachment to the holidays. It's just, it gives you that sense of warmth, family, happiness, love. It's hard. So I have 7 tips for you. Some of them very common sense, and some of them a little unorthodox. So you can take one of these or maybe even all 7, and it can help you stay a little bit more on track so that there isn't that holiday weight gain, or maybe just not that much. If it's a couple of pounds, absolutely, you can make yourself, a great New Year's resolution and get that off in a week, for goodness sakes. But we're trying to keep the 7 to 10 pounds from coming on, and definitely keeping from not being able to get that off, and it perpetuating every single year to be something that becomes quite a problem when you are in your 50s or 60s. So the first one is don't save your calories. So we tend to think, well, gosh, I'm going to go have Thanksgiving dinner, say it's at 6 o'clock at night. So I'm not going to eat all day in preparation for the Thanksgiving dinner or for the Christmas party that you're having at work. And keep in mind that that really doesn't work, because when you go to a big meal, what happens is most of those foods are usually the foods that don't make you really necessarily feel full. I mean, I doubt, and I could be wrong, but I doubt you're going to reach for the green beans and the chicken breast first. You see this huge, beautiful spread, and you might go for the broccoli Velveeta cheese. Who knows? So those kind of foods, though, just tend to not make you feel full. So the mindset is, I'm going to save my calories and say, I'm just going to eat the 1,500 calories that I would have throughout the day at this one meal. But we tend to eat just so much anyway, because that feeling of full doesn't come there. So you might as well do yourself a favor, and in the morning or the early afternoon, have something very nutritious for your body. And hopefully that keeps you from going into that party or dinner feeling ravenous and then really going overboard. So I really don't want you to think that quote unquote saving your calories for that specific meal will keep you from overeating. You still probably will. And at least for that day, you've had some good nutrition in you. And because there's something in your belly and you are somewhat satiated, your brain won't be too crazy about telling you it's okay to eat this and to eat that, and then to overload on a lot of foods that really probably aren't as healthy for you as the foods you had prior to that, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, here's an unorthodox one. Wear clothes that just fit. There's that, I think, is it the Friends series where they wear the pants that are elastic? There's some show that's that way. And if you do that, then you stay comfortable, even though you tend to really overeat. Have you ever, ladies, another unorthodox one, worn a pair of jeans that fit just right? And so when you're sitting there eating dinner, you kind of feel it get a little tight, and you don't want to sit there and unzip or open up your pants at dinner to be more comfortable. So it helps keep you in check. Like, okay, I am really getting full. These pants are starting to feel tight. Totally unorthodox, but for some people, that just might work. Number 3 is to remove yourself from the moment. So this is something that can be actually very powerful for anything. It doesn't even have to be food. But if you're finding yourself in a situation that your emotions are taking over, whether you could even be in an argument with somebody, or there's an opportunity to overindulge in something and you're really trying to stick to your health goals, that moment is really tough to get out of if you're in it. If you're in that argument or that conversation with somebody, if that food is right in front of you, remove yourself from the situation. Okay. Whether you go to the bathroom and just sit for a couple of minutes, you go outside and you walk around the house or the building for a second, find a stairwell and just walk up and down the stairs, but remove yourself from that situation and just rethink it. And if it comes to food and there's this opportunity to have these foods that aren't part of your plan, you decide if you really want them. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay if you remove yourself from the situation and you're like, yeah, I really do want to just relax, have that second, third, fourth glass of wine. And I want to have, this big old, those chocolate cake towers that some restaurants bring out. You're like, you know what? I really do want that today. I'm sure I want that. I've worked really hard. I'm going to let myself enjoy that today. And then I'm going to move on tomorrow. Fine. But try not to make it an emotional decision. Instead, be very confident in that decision. So there's, no guilt the next day because you did what you were supposed to do. You removed yourself, you weighed the options. Sometimes you're going to be like, nope, it's absolutely not worth it. And you're going to go back in there feeling really strong, or you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? It is worth it. I really want to do this. I really want to enjoy this with my friends or my family. I'm not going to feel guilty about it. And I'm going to get back on track the next day. But remove yourself and take the quick decision out of it and think about it for a second so that you're really confident in the decision that you make at that moment. Okay. 8-hour abs. That sounds like a dream, right? What if I told you you could work on those abs while you dream? It's not too good to be true, I promise. It's something I discovered almost accidentally that gives you incredible results with minimal effort. The idea behind this is actually in what you're not doing. By giving your digestion time to rest, you allow your body to tap into its fat stores, hence working on that six-pack while you sleep. All you have to do is eat within an 8-hour window and leave the rest up to your body. I wrote the 8-hour abs diet back in 2014 to help people learn about the importance of meal timing. Intermittent fasting has been a huge part in helping me stay in the shape that I am. For me, intermittent fasting means eating in an 8-hour window, and I'll give you my insight on it in this free ebook. With proper meal timing, you will not only look better, but you're going to feel better too. So learn more by visiting melissamadeonline.com/ebooks and get your free copy of the 8-hour abs diet today. The next one is to put in your face, and I say in your face, meaning like on your phone. I mean, we have our phone, it's an appendage. We have our phone on us constantly. And so it could be a picture, but I really think it's powerful, especially during this time, to have a quote on your phone that kind of helps remind you what you're going for. Now, it can be a funny quote. It can be an inspirational quote. It could be something you make up yourself. It could be something someone said to you that just means a lot. But for instance, I've got a couple written here. The first one, don't eat that. You're going to regret it. Kind of funny, but also very true. If you find yourself in the situation where you impulsively eat and then you feel guilty after, write that down and say, if you eat that, Melissa, you're going to regret it. And I know I will. And so sometimes just seeing that's like, oh yeah, think twice about it, remove yourself from the situation. Or second quote is, and I think this one is really powerful, is it's not that I can't eat that. I'm making the healthier choice not to. So if you're in a situation and there's foods that are off your plan and you're doing really well and you want to stick to it, say that to yourself. It's not that I can't eat that. I'm making the healthier choice not to. That's really empowering, and can change your mindset just like that and give you that strength to be like, you know what? I feel great after dinner. I don't need that dessert, or I don't need, another drink of alcohol. I'm feeling great right now. And the 2 I had is enough, but thank you very much. Okay. Next one, number 3. Here we go. It's a little unorthodox as well. It's kind of funny and it's kind of fun. But ask a child or someone that you really trust to help you in a situation. I always think of a little boy. They would love this job. Can you imagine walking up to a 7 or 8-year-old nephew and be like, hey, I am trying really hard to eat super healthy foods. And there's a few foods here that just aren't as healthy as they should be for me and my goals right now. So I am giving you permission to come up to me. If you see me reach for something or grab for something, you have permission to look at me and say, no. Kid would love that job. So would a close friend. My sister would love that job. If I went home back to Washington and had Thanksgiving and I looked at my sister and said, you know what? I just don't feel really good when I eat bread. If I grab for one of those rolls, you have permission to slap it out of my hand. Oh, she will watch me like a hawk, and she hopes that I reach for that piece of bread so that she can slap it out of my hand. That's my sister. My sister pretty much raised me. So think about doing that, and I kind of say that in jest, but kind of not. You can be totally sarcastic like that, but you can also go to somebody and say, I have to admit, I have a weakness when it comes to all this stuff, but I have goals. I have goals that I really want to achieve. And so I thought I would ask you, would you help me, and make sure that, I want to have my plate loaded with proteins and vegetables. And if you see me reaching for some naughty stuff, look at me and say, are you sure that you want that? It's powerful, and people would love that for many reasons. Some people just love that power, and other people would feel very honored that you're coming to them to help you reach these goals that you want. Okay. The next one is I want you, and this works really well for me. I potty a lot, TMI, but I potty a lot because I always have a beverage in my hand. I don't know why, but it's water. I have tea. I have coffee. I've always got some sort of, I'm always sipping on something. And I really think that helps, especially if you go somewhere, like say you go to a party, let's just say it's an office party, and there's just a huge buffet of, everybody brings in their favorite treats, and it's like overwhelming to have a beverage in your hand, like even one of those buy drinks. I don't know if you know what those are, or flavored waters. Really, sparkling water is wonderful for that. Really keeps your hands full, keeps flavor in your mouth, and keeps you from feeling like you're just like, when you get that, I just want to taste something feeling. You don't get that because you've got a beverage in your hand. So sometimes when I go to somebody's house and we're going to watch a movie or a football game or something like that, I will stop at the convenience store and I will grab a bunch of different drinks that are different flavored. And I say different textured, meaning that they're flat or they're sparkling, or could be coffee, something like that. And I bring a few of them, and I'm kind of excited to drink these different drinks. Sometimes there's something I've never had, and it keeps my hands and my mouth full. So I'm not sitting there picking at the food. Flavorful gum is the same way. You could get sugar-free gum, mint, peppermint actually has that, that gives you that feeling of not being super hungry, the satiety feeling, satiety feeling. You can get fruit gum or something, or even like a bubble gum that allows you to sit there and blow bubbles and have fun with it, to keep you from grabbing for the chip after chip after chip. So think having a ton of different kinds of beverages with you, and or some gum. And some people might even think, like bringing a sucker or a lollipop. One sucker or lollipop's a whole lot better than 3 cupcakes. You know what I mean? Okay, and the last one. Now, this one is probably the best one. It's very unorthodox. And I just want to tell you that maybe you want to invest in duct tape. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. But I hope that is helpful, because like I said, this time can be very stressful on our muscles when it comes to staying strong. I'm here to tell you it is for me every single year, but these tips, I do ask loved ones to keep me on track. Always have a beverage with me. And I'm really big into quotes as well, and leaving a situation if I feel like I need to just think about it for a second and not be too impulsive, because sometimes when I'm impulsive, I have regret later. And so if you leave that situation and really think about it and make a solid decision, then you'll be happy with that and that regret won't come there. So anyway, it is the holiday season, so it's one opportunity for me to wish you happy holidays. And I hope you enjoy every moment of it with friends, family, and super excited to be with you here in the new year when we start 2023 strong. And I will continue to do what I do best and give you tips on how to be happy and healthy for the upcoming years. As always, I want you to wake up feeling prepared, and I want you to go to bed feeling proud. Have a great day. Wow, we've reached the end. But before I leave you, I'd love to hear from you. After all, it's not every day that someone reaches out and asks for your opinion. And to me, your opinion does matter. So please share this episode with anyone that you think needs to hear this message. And remember to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. My name is Melissa McAllister. And until next time, thank you for being your own health advocate.